Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, a new House bill would ban DeepSeek on federal devices. And CISA election and disinformation officials have been placed on administrative leave. It's Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's dive into the day's top headlines. Federal employees would be banned from using the Chinese artificial intelligence platform DeepSeek on their government-issued devices under new legislation from a bipartisan group of House lawmakers. The No DeepSeek on Government Devices Act, introduced by Representative Josh Gottheimer, Darin LaHood, and 16 of their House colleagues Friday, comes after weeks of panic in Silicon Valley, following the revelation that the Chinese startup's AI models were comparable, if not more advanced, than offerings from U.S. companies. DeepSeek, a low-cost open-source AI model, has since reported difficulties registering new users thanks to large-scale malicious attacks on its services. Meanwhile, a security issue at the company has exposed sensitive internal data. Gottheimer, a member of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, said in a press release that there is, quote, deeply disturbing evidence that China is using DeepSeek to steal the sensitive data of U.S. citizens, calling it a five-alarm national security fire. In other news, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency placed several members of its election security group on administrative leave last week. According to one source, the moves happened Thursday and Friday of last week and were targeted at employees focused on CISA's mis, dis, and malinformation teams. The moves include 4 employees currently working on or assigned to the team, 2 more that left the team in the past 4 years but still hold positions at the Department of Homeland Security, and another 2 that work on election misinformation or disinformation at DHS. A second source confirmed that some, but not all, members of CISA's election security team were placed on leave last week. The extent of the teams impacted by the decree is unclear. And a third source told CyberScoop that a CISA employee set to attend an event in Florida on cybersecurity and AI had to cancel at the last minute, with the employee telling event planners they were being placed on leave. The individual said they had received notice of their impending leave that same day. The decision to sideline DHS and CISA employees who previously or currently work on mis and disinformation happened the same week that Attorney General Pam Bondi moved to dissolve the FBI's Foreign Influence Task Force, which was stood up in 2017 to counter efforts by countries like Russia, China, Iran, and others from meddling in U.S. elections. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. The Daily Scoop podcast is available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back next week with brand new episodes. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.